Oh my goodness, just one episode left after this. How times have changed. Yes, episode 8, the penultimate episode of Daredevil Born Again Season 1 has dropped on Disney+. So as usual, let's talk about it with spoilers. That is a spoiler warning. If you have not yet watched this episode and you're planning on it, best to turn a blind eye because I will be talking about what happens in this episode in detail. If you have watched it or you don't care, then you're good to stick around. Alright, let's dive in. So this is a long episode, first of all, clocking in at just over 50 minutes. Makes me wonder and also be a little concerned about how long the finale's gonna be. But this is the episode that brings back Bullseye, because we all figured that he was gonna come back eventually, and so here he is. This is the episode in which he escapes from prison, and he is coming after Fisk. But before we get to that, we got some ground to cover. First of all, the fact that Adam is dealt with. Yeah, Kingpin takes Vanessa to see where he's been keeping Adam, and then Vanessa just decides to shoot Adam and get it over with. It was kind of cool too, like she shot him a couple of times in the chest, and then waited a second before shooting him again in the head, and the blood coming out, I was like, whoo, that was cool. So yeah, I guess he's out of the picture, dead and buried, so to speak. Then we go over to Matt and Heather. I guess some time has passed because Heather's out of the hospital now, after the row with Muse. And you can tell that since then, these two are on thin ice now. Again, I really think that Matt just needs to come out and tell Heather the truth, you know, about him being Daredevil. I mean, yeah, sure, it's probably gonna ruin their relationship, but the way I see it, Matt's
pretty much running that risk either way.
So might as well just be honest. There were a couple of really good lines in this episode, I gotta say. Like the scene where Matt is talking with Kirsten, after talking with that one arrogant dude. Matt's like, we aren't serving justice, we're babysitting chaos. All of our cases recently over the course of this past season have gone to shit. The law has not really been prevailing here. Yeah, this is pretty much the whole point of this season. The law is not really getting the job done here. The city needs Daredevil. Just this exchange of dialogue was a really good summary of the whole point of the season. That's how I see it anyway. And then later on in the bar with Rosie and Detective Cherry, I love the quote that Rosie says when she's pouring the drink. May you always remember to forget the things that make you sad and never forget to remember the things that make you glad. I was like, ooh, that's awesome. I wrote that down. But actually, it's from here that Matt figures something out about Foggy's death. Because he's like, wait a minute. Foggy was celebrating because he knew that he was going to win his case with dumb Benny, and somebody silenced him. Who that somebody was, we will find out at the end of this episode. I'll get to that. Then we get to the scene with Matt and Bullseye, where Matt's just pissed off at him, justifiably of course. Bullseye gets under Matt's skin and throws out another great line here. That's what good men do. Defend their worst enemies. Which, looking back at that was some pretty good foreshadowing, wasn't it? Great writing there. This whole season has had phenomenal writing, let's be honest here. And then Matt just goes nuts and bashes his head into the table, and then lies about it, which is interesting. He's like, guard, yeah, he just started smashing his head into the table. The guard takes him out of there. Bullseye's like, thank you, counselor. Matt's like, fuck you. That was awesome. And so we come to the black and white ball. Aptly named, I would say. Very symbolic. So first off, we do see that Jack Duquesne, swordsman, is there again from the Hawkeye series, making another cameo, and he has some more fuck you words with Fisk. Always nice to see. I mean, really a lot of things happen here. Matt does show up. Of course, he didn't want to come because it is being hosted by Fisk after all. But Heather Glenn was invited, so might as well. And again, with their arguing. Heather's like, you're not even listening to me right now, are you? And even like in the midst of that argument, Matt's radar sense hearing goes off because he starts listening in on Kingsman and Swordsman. Kingsman? Kingpin and Swordsman. I feel like at this point, Heather's pretty much done with him. Because yeah, Matt is kind of being a douche to her. I mean, let's be honest here. He's not being completely straight with her. So she would be justified in my eyes for wanting to take a break from him. Also, big thing here, BB Urick's talk with Commissioner Gallo. Because they both find out that they are both against Wilson Fisk, but BB Urick says something really interesting right here. She tells the commissioner, not everything I write is under my name. To which I was like, what's that supposed to mean? And she gives him a card at the end of their conversation. I was like, I really want to see what's on that card. Can I see? No, we're not gonna see it, are we? Damn it. Is it some kind of moniker? Like, I have no idea. But I really want to know the pseudonym that she goes by. But why do I get the sneaking suspicion that the finale's not even gonna touch on this? There's gonna be like a loose end that season 2 is gonna have to pick up on. Oh god. Because a lot of seasons do that, you know? They leave loose ends open in the penultimate episode. I remember Rings of Power did that. I'm just saying that could happen here. I just hope it doesn't. For revelation or resolution's sake. Anyway, we get to the point where Wilson and Vanessa Fisk are dancing, and Matt and Heather are dancing with each other. But then Matt overhears Vanessa talking to Wilson Fisk, and that is when he finds out. It was Vanessa all along. She's the one who ordered the strike on Foggy. So fuck. I guess something's gonna have to be done about that. Maybe she should go to jail now. To which Wilson Fisk might say, now you know how it feels, Vanessa. But then to cap this penultimate episode off, Bullseye arrives and he attacks. Which this is actually interesting. This episode does something really interesting with the lighting here. Like whenever it shows Bullseye kind of thinking out his plan, it turns the lighting, or at least the filter, it turns blue. For whatever reason, I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll be honest, I'm not exactly sure what that was all about. It looked neat, but I don't really get the message. That's just me though. But yeah, Bullseye pulls out his sniper, he aims right at Fisk, and and Matt Murdock bravely takes the bullet for him, confirming Bullseye's philosophy. That is what good men do, they defend their worst enemies. I mean, after all, Daredevil is a defender, in more than one sense of the word. So yeah, holy shit. I mean, of course he's gonna be fine. The show is called Daredevil Born Again, after all. Cause it looked like the bullet got him in the shoulder. He can heal from that, and of course he's been shot before, so he'll be fine. But yeah, that is where this penultimate episode cuts off. In the end, this 8th episode was crazy, and of course I'm super excited for next week's finale. I wouldn't say this was my favorite episode so far, but of course I'm still super invested here. Gotta see how this ends. My only thing about next week's finale is there gonna be like a big Daredevil action scene? Cause there should be. It is gonna be the finale after all. Hopefully it's gonna be awesome. Can't wait to find out. But until then, Daredevil Born Again, Season 1, Episode 8, Isle of Joy. Have you watched it yet? What are your thoughts on it? And what are your theories and predictions for next week's finale? Whatever you think, go ahead and leave a comment. And of course, thank you for subscribing. Now, if you'll excuse me, Babe and I are playing Cyberpunk 2077 again, because we just went to a raid based off of it. It was awesome. And I haven't played the Phantom Liberty DLC yet, so yeah, we gotta get on that. Peace!